What up, Digital Slang? Welcome back. Today, comparison between the old champs and the new reigning champs, the XM3s against the XM4s from Sony, and that's where I'm going to leave it as far as the name goes. XM3 versus XM4. Let's check them out. We're going to go over everything, compare it, the packaging, the sound quality, the mics. We'll go through all of it. What's new on the XM4s against the XM3s? Is it worth the upgrade if you have the XM3s? Or are the XM3s the better value because of the price drop with the new release of the XM4s? Let's check them out. First thing, we're going to look at packaging. Now you can obviously see these things are basically identical. The XM4s, the XM3s, both in matte black, the same color with the bronze accent as far as the branding goes. Now down here on the bottom, everything is basically the same except for the new addition of 360 reality audio, and we'll talk about that later in the video. If we turn these over, exactly the same. On the back, exactly the same. You wouldn't really be able to tell these apart without the name on it. And on the side, we do have the Sony emblem. Now, if we open these up, let's take a look at what's in the box. So, the XM4s, the XM3s, once again, basically the same, small differences. You can see here with the text, very slight difference. We open it up, we do get the same carrying case for both, the same paperwork, and these carrying cases are basically identical. A little darker pocket on the XM3 case, but overall you do get the bronze accent zipper, and again the bronze accent zipper on the XM3 case. Now if we open up the actual case, if I can get it open, inside of the case we do get the airplane adapter, USB Type-C, and then our auxiliary cable. And on the inside of the XM3 case, it is the exact same thing. USB Type-C, your cable, and your airplane adapter. So basically you're getting the exact same thing as far as packaging goes. Now if we take a look at the actual headphones, the XM4s here on my left and the XM3s on my right, we can take a look at how identical these are. Some of the slight differences on the right, the XM3s, the NFC logo here, this is kind of printed on, where on the XM4s, it's embossed and actually carved into the top of the ear cup. The Sony branding exactly the same. Now, it's going to be hard to notice, but on the XM4s, on here on the top, the padding, 10% more padding on the XM4s. And on the other side, we do get 10% more padding on the ear cups. And you can tell a slight difference when you are wearing these. I never had a problem as far as comfort goes with the XM3s. I've always loved how they felt on my head. Others wish they were a little more comfortable. Myself, very comfortable for me, very lightweight. The XM4s feel slightly better. Not a big difference, but they do feel a little bit more comfortable. Now, another difference on the inside of the ear cup, you can see there is a proximity sensor on the XM4s. That is not the case on the XM3s. And what that does, it allows you, it's basically on-ear detection. So when you are listening to music or content and you take these off of your head, it will pause. And when you put them back on, it will play. And you control that. You can turn that on and off in the app, and it works very well. Now, some of the other slight differences, basically everything else is the same. Your port to charge, your hole for the auxiliary cable. Now, your power button is the same on both the XM3s and the XM4s. Now, the only other difference, the custom button, that is new for the XM4s. On the XM3s, it was actually called your noise cancellation and ambient noise button. So a little different. You can adjust and set this to what you want in the app, so it works very well. Right now I have the XM4s set to activate Google Assistant when I play it, and you can adjust it and set it to Alexa if you want, or leave it and use it for noise cancellation. Now on the XM3s, once we get into the app, I will show you that. Now some of the other differences as far as specs go. On the XM4s, Bluetooth 5.0, the XM3s, Bluetooth 4.2, but do not let that discourage you if you are thinking about buying these. I have never had any connection problems with the XM3s. They have always been fantastic. Never any dropped connections, connected automatically to whatever it is I was using. Now another difference, the XM4s now support multi-device connection where you can connect to multiple devices at the same time, your computer and your phone, a laptop and your phone, two phones, whatever you want to connect, it will seamlessly transition between devices. The XM3s do not have that. Now keep in mind, the XM3s are amazing. They have been my favorite headphones for years since they dropped. The only upgrades are what kind of people complained about. Sony did listen, and they upgraded the XM4s, and they gave us that. They gave us multi-point connection, a little more comfort, and we'll talk about some of the other things. Bluetooth 5.0 was another thing that we wanted, and we knew that was coming with the new pair. So slight differences, slight upgrades, but it does make a difference, and it does help, and it does make these better. But the XM3s, let me tell you, they're not far behind. Now, speaking of battery life, both of these run around 30 hours of battery. With ANC on and with ANC off, you will get around 38 hours of juice. So battery life is basically the same on both of these headphones. Now we're going to connect the headphones to the Sony Connect app, and I'll show you the slight differences, what you can do inside of the app, and we'll go from there. Now, inside of the apps, the XM3s are connected to the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and the Note 20 Ultra is connected to the XM4s. And you can see right off the bat, this is how it will look once you're connected. The picture of them with the battery percentages up here on the top. Now your status, adapted sound control, that is the same on the apps, and it will show you basically what you listened to last with your headphones. Now, if you go over here and you go into sound, let's go up to the top. Ambient sound control on both, that is basically the same. Now, one of the new features on the XM4s, now speak to chat, this is one of the new features on the XM4s, and basically what happens is if you are listening to your headphones and music, whatever it is you're listening to, and somebody walks up and tries to talk to you, if you start talking, the music will pause and you will be able to talk, and once you stop talking, it will start playing again, and it works very well. I don't really use it because I'm that type of person that might be singing, whatever it is I'm listening to, and if you start singing, it's going to stop playing the music. So I don't really like that. A lot of people do like this, and it is a good feature. It's just not for me, but that is one of the new features compared to the XM3s. Now you can go in and you can optimize your noise cancellation, and it's the same on both. Now your EQ settings, they are in here, and you can adjust. Now, that's another thing. Now, let's talk about sound quality really quick while we're in the app. Now, both of these, don't get me wrong, sound fantastic. I love the sound on the XM3s and the XM4s. Both of them have good bass. The highs and the mids sound fantastic, very clear. I think overall, the XM3s out of the box have a little bit more bass, but the XM4s have a little bit more clarity. I did have to adjust. Shout out to El Jefe for sending over the EQ settings, but I did adjust the XM4s to give me a little bit more vocals on my music, and that changed the sound for me dramatically. They sound fantastic. Both of them, no one is going to be disappointed with how either of these sound. So if you are kind of judging your purchase on how they sound, they both sound fantastic. You don't have to worry about that. So back to the EQ. Once we go down, sound quality mode, you can kind of choose on both of these what you want to prioritize. You can put priority on sound quality or stable connection. And again, I've never had a problem with either of these headphones as far as connection goes. So put it on sound quality. Now also in the app, if you come over to system, you can see you can connect the two devices simultaneously. This is the new feature on the XM4s. We do not have that on the XM3s. Now you can change the function. This is where you would change the function of your buttons. On this button, it says NC or ambient noise, and this is your custom button. So you can go in and you can change it to Google Assistant, to Amazon Alexa, whatever it is you want, you can adjust it. Now, you can also go in automatic power off, automatic power off. You can, if you take your headphones off In about 15 minutes, they will shut off automatically, so you can turn that on or off. Also in the app, notification and voice guide, you can change your language. Pauses when headphones are taken off. This is the proximity sensor inside of your ear cup on the XM4s. You can shut that on and off. Again, it's basically inner detection that earbuds have. You take them off, it will pause, you put them back on, and it will play, and it works very well. You can change your voice as well here on the XM4s, and now you have the option to automatically download updates. I already have an update for the XM4s, so just look out for that because you will be getting future updates as well. So the apps on both of these work very well. Now let's talk about active noise cancellation. Now active noise cancellation on the XM3s, up until the release of the XM4s, were the best on any headphone, hands down. And if we have these on a pedestal and the XM4s are now the king, right? Top spot, number one, the XM3s are basically 1A, right below it. The only difference, and it's very slight, it's actually very hard to tell, but you can tell if you pay attention. The XM4s take out a little bit more of the high-end frequency, right? Both of these are fantastic with low rumbling noises. They work very well. Again, the best on any headphone that I've ever heard. The XM4s, slightly better, but I mean slight. It's if you're choosing not to get the XM3s because you want better noise cancellation, it's not that much better. It is better, but it might not be worth the $100 price point of the price difference between the two. Now let's talk about price. The XM4s right now are $350, and you can find the XM3s for about $250 right now. And at $250, that's a steal, and it might be a better value, but if you have the money to buy the XM4s, you should get the XM4s. Look, both of these you're not going to be upset with. They're both fantastic headphones. Again, 1 and 1A, they're neck and neck right now. And the problem with the XM4s is that the XM3s are so damn good. That's kind of the problem. The XM3s are definitely going to hurt the sales of the XM4s, but that's kind of what happens when you have a fantastic product. And the XM3s are still fantastic in 2020, even more so now at the price point that they're at. Now, one of the big upgrades for me anyway is call quality. Call quality on the XM3s were never that good, and this might be where you make that decision to spend the extra money and get the XM4s because they did improve the call quality. So we're going to compare it. We're going to do a mic test right now. I'm going to do the XM3s first, and then we'll jump on and we will do a mic test with the XM4 so you guys can judge and see the difference in call quality. What up, guys? This is the mic test for the XM3s, Sony's, well, past reigning champs for headphones and active noise cancellation. The mics on these have never been that great. Definitely improved on the XM4s. This is the mic test. Check it out, guys. What up, guys? This is the mic test for the XM4s, Sony's newest and baddest headphones. Let me know if you guys think the mic sounds better on the XM4s or basically the same on the XM3s. Let me know. Now, when it comes to touch controls, both the XM3s and the XM4s have the exact same controls where you swipe up, down, forwards, or backwards, or double tap to control play and pause, answer and end the phone call, and they both have volume control. Now, another thing, if you have these on your head and you are listening to music and somebody was to walk up and start talking to you, you can cover the ear cup and it will lower the volume, let in some ambient sound, and you will be able to have a conversation. And if you take your hand off of the ear cup, then the music will start playing again at full volume, and that does work on the XM3s and the XM4s. So very similar headphones, and the controls are fantastic. All right, so look, slight differences between the XM3s and the XM4s. A price difference, absolutely. Comfort-wise, a little bit more comfort on the XM4s. Sound quality, very close, very similar. I think it's a little more clear, a little bit more airy of a sound on the XM4s. Both have good bass. Both have really good highs and mids. Look, nobody's going to be disappointed by the sound quality of either of these headphones. So if that is what is kind of determining what you buy, don't, because you can go into the EQ and adjust it to fit your sound profile. Active noise cancellation is fantastic on both of these. Slightly better on the XM4s, but I mean very slight. It's not a big difference. So again, the better value might be in the XM3s, but if you have the extra money, you do have, you know, the automatic shut off, the on-ear detection where your headphones will shut off. A little more comfort, about 10% bigger padding on the ear cups and the top of the headphones. So there are some slight differences, slight upgrades on the XM4s over the XM3s. But again, both of these are amazing headphones, guys. I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. The XM3s might be the better value if you can get them around 200 to 250 bucks, because 350 bucks, you're paying a premium, but you are getting one of the best headphones that you can buy, hands down. So again, both of these fantastic. The XM3s, still one of my favorite headphones of all time, and probably will be forever. The XM4s, the new king, slight differences, both fantastic. Well done, Sony, because again, look, when I heard the XM4s were coming out, I wasn't sure what they can do to make them better, because that's how good the XM3s are. But they did. They improved it all around slightly, and it does make a difference. So if you have the extra money, of course, get the XM4s. If you want to save a buck, you're not going to be disappointed. The XM3s are still fantastic. But that's it, guys. I will be back soon. Stay safe. Peace.